And I think we're live. I think we are. There's going to be some Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town coming up shortly, I'm hoping. That's definitely not the kind of game most people are going to like. See, people already started coming in going, oof, I don't think so. There they are. They're like, adios, muchachos. And then they just left. See, there was 2 people in here. Now they're gone. It happens. That means I'm on my own, and I have a moment to savor my beef, Mr. Noodle. I haven't had one of these in a couple of weeks. For now, we just got a little bit of World of Warcraft Classic, playing around with the Dwarf Rogue. Why? Just because we can. But before I go into that, I should probably do something important. I should probably bring my druid somewhere where he can get rested XP. Oh, it's so good. But it's still pretty hot. Oh, I am in a rested area. I did do the right thing. So it's where your name flashes at the top left. I've explained this before. And essentially what'll happen is if you log out, let's say for like half a week or something, your magical bar, there'll be like another bar that's kind of like in the background, if you will, behind the scenes. And every time you kill an enemy, instead of getting 100% XP, you'll get 200% XP. And that can stretch out, depending on handing in quests and all that, up to almost like 2.5, 3 levels. So it can be a significant thing. But since he's already in there, well then we'll just leave him in there. Right now I'm going to try and stuff my face before too many people come in the stream and they see me slurping on Mr. Noodle there. Ah, so good. Well, there we go. Little skinning party. That'll get me started. They're just grinding boars like it's World of Warcraft South Park episode. See how fast it is to level up your skinning. Triple mages going on. Jeez, I'm gonna get like howdy doody fiddly Phil. We just got a Hitman and Legion multiplayer. Nice. I remember you saying that you were excited for that. And you were happing. You were hoping that was gonna happen. That's called happen. Again, my brain, I'm being serious. I don't know if it's a part of my learning disability, but I make up words. Happing. Seriously. Google it, because it doesn't exist, but it's in my dictionary. It's when you're hoping something's going to happen. I should almost make my own language. Happing is like 2 words in one. You'll only have to say half as much shit. You'll be able to get twice as much content out of your mouth. It's a good time. I don't even know if what I just said there made sense, but you know what? We'll just roll with it. Right now I'm just skinning. It's like a skinning party. The pro is that he looks and sounds like the old Hitman. The cons are that he has douchey douchey emotes. Yeah. Crazy. All this skinning. Anyhow, like I said, brace yourself, because it's in the title. I am probably going to get into it. I haven't had a chance to do much today. I went and got my guitar, by the way. I got my guitar back, and I brought back the other one. I'm really excited about that. That worked out well. Then I walked, I exercised, played the guitar, made a couple of videos, brief videos on the new Story of Seasons. Olive Town Pioneer. I still don't even know the title of the damn game. It would help if I knew
Light
it.
be with you.
Pioneers of Olive Town or something like that. And I'm having fun with it, and that's the point. So I wanted to play that a little bit, and I haven't played a Switch game on my stream, I don't think, ever. I don't think I've ever streamed a Switch. So I thought that would be a nice switch. Pun intended. But yeah, man, I'm not... No. Yeah. I started a little bit later than I wanted, but it's like I said before. Real life comes first, but I did meet my deadline that I like to meet. Hey, you don't want none of this, cowboy. Believe me. You don't want the dagger right in the back. Yeah, so I made the cutoff. Like I said, I do like to be able to stream between 5 and 6 if I can, to make that time frame. You don't want the dagger that you somehow never guessed. That's right. Alright, give me a second here. Dum da da dum dum dum. Drum roll. Say something for me, Cody. Show me the power. I don't know if he's like, what? What's he talking about? But this is it now. This is it. It's over. Nobody else is... Anyways. Say hello. Say something. I want to see something. The bunny is going to get it. Come here, little bunny. Oh! And thus the hog was slain by the mighty Phil. And thus Cody has become a wrenched, blue-lettered moderator. I told you I'm weird. I'm a bit of an asshole. I don't like when people beg for moderator. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying. And I get it. Sometimes some people think it's exciting. And then sometimes there's good people that come in the stream, but they act more immature than I do. Which is not good, because I'm already really immature. And it's like I need sometimes someone to come in and almost hold me accountable. So... Like I said, you've always been pretty decent. It's not like you were ever bad. I know I'm making this out to be like some big thing, but, I told you, I'm really not good at this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm still kind of new to all this, even though I've been streaming for almost a year. It's still new territory for me. Like I said before, we can joke around a lot. You know, it's not like the live streams get really big. Sometimes they can get a little hectic, but for the most part, they don't. And like I said, I've had some people joke around and go, oh, you just made Haruki moderator because she's one of the girls. And I'm like, yeah, no. Have you ever seen me trying to get fresh with her? Please. I'm not one of those thirsty lads on YouTube that's going to get fresh with my mods and then end up on the Jerry Springer show. No, it's because she's a little crazy like me, so I saw a little bit of myself in her. And she has been around the longest. So that's why she had become my first mod. And then for the longest time, when she can, she'll be around quite a bit, especially when I was streaming between 2 and 8. When I used to stream like clockwork, 2 p.m., 8 p.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m., like bang, 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 bang. She was able to make those time frames a lot better. And so the point is, I'm a small streamer. I'm a nobody. Let's face it. And so the joke is, we don't need half the people that come into the chat to all be moderators. It's kind of like, Hey, check out Phil, Pumpkinhead. He gets 4 people in his streams, and they're all mods. Those are the only people that come in the chat. But it's like I said before, I made a big deal out of how I didn't want to do that. That's only because sometimes only a few people, and I won't mention names, led me astray. I made them mods, and then I revoked it. Or I was about to make them mod, I think is what it was. I don't think they ever were mod. I was contemplating making them mod. And then they said or did something. And then I was like, well, good thing I didn't make them a mod. Not like you can't unmod them. For a while, things were getting hectic. I was getting threatened. My mods weren't modding. I had to moderate my modders. It was just becoming stressful. It was no longer becoming fun. And I do have a lot of mods, considering how small of a channel I have. Oh my god. I have more mods than I think Dr. Disrespect. Hello? You know, you don't need that many mods, but at the same time, guess it doesn't fucking hurt either. Thank you for this humble ranking. I'm afraid when to ban people, though, because I wouldn't know if you would want to listen to what other people that are less than me. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. If you're not sure, you know, you can ask. There's no, like, real rules. Do I hold my moderators to a slightly higher standard? Kinda, because you're kind of representing the stream, you know? The you, me, and Texan erection in the stream. Wow, hey, that's a lot to represent, and I get that. But sometimes there can be a little bit more stuff going on in the stream.
Have a good one.
I find also my streams sometimes take a while to warm up. Sometimes it takes like a half hour, 40 minutes. It's almost like as if every 10 minutes YouTube is re-notifying my peeps or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you're not sure, I'm not going to get angry. I would be more annoyed like with Haruki, and I told her, and she you know, simmered down. She used to just ban people for not so much no reason, but a little bit quicker than I would have liked. And that's the thing. Different people have different personalities. Different people perceive things differently. Stotts with that other guy, Mardo, didn't obviously think he was a ban-worthy person. I sort of kind of more was leaning towards thinking he kind of was. And then I'm sitting here trying to think, am I being a snowflake by just because he's being a bit combative? What, so I'm just going to block everybody that's got a different view? You know? Because I'm not like that. And then one person could be like, oh my god, is he going to ban him already? And like, do you know what I mean? Everybody sees things a little differently, so it's hard to moderate myself, if that makes any sense. End up on the Jerry Springer show, yeah. How are you doing there, Texan? I got a really dumb question. Are you from Texas? Because I know Stotts or Haruki would do the job. Well, it's not so much the job for you. Well, no, Stotts let the other person go. I was kind of surprised Stotts didn't ban them, but I'm also not mad. It's not like I'm gonna revoke someone's moderator status because they didn't block someone, or because they keep going, should I block them? Should I block them? Sometimes it's just appreciative of having a mod in the stream. Maybe do the whole, like, let me do it. Maybe like a mod, because mods can spam. Mods can, don't get any ideas. Mods can post links. So you could technically, like, spam my name like that. All I see is like an orange banner, and that could let me know that you're trying to get my attention. And then you could be like, hey man, this guy came in. What do you make of this? You know? And then I could, whatever, you know? Take it away, Cody. You know, like, you can decide, whatever, or, you know? I'm making this to be a bigger deal than what it is. If you're just unsure, just ask. I would rather that. I would rather someone constantly ask me than constantly assuming. In life, I've said this a million times, never assume, ever. But if someone comes in, screams out the N-word, or says anything that's so blatantly obvious, yeah, don't ask me about that. Just get them out, right? If someone says, look out your window, I've got a Molotov cocktail ready for you, just throw them out. Unless you see me engaging with someone, and I'm not already banning them. Well, even at that, you could. If you think I'm getting out of hand, and it's going too far, you can even just kick the person out. Anyways, I'm making it stressful when it shouldn't be. I mean, if someone were to be a huge jerk around town, I would probably let them off with it. Yeah. Like, well, like Mando, be honest. With Mando or Mandro or Mandarin, whatever the hell his name was. Mango Mando. You probably would have banned him, right? I'm doing pretty good. Yes, I was born and raised in Texas. Nice. How are you doing, Texan? Like in the sense of, with all the power failures and the snow that came about, the people dying, losing their homes. Well, not so much losing their homes, but losing electricity to their homes and that being able to become a big deal in Texas. How has that affected you? Oh, hello, Ellie. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, wow, I got 8 people in here. I thought there was I thought it was just us 3. Not that I mind, of course. The background music. Oh, it's probably World of Warcraft. Is it? What do I got going on in the background now? I'm all like, okay, no, it's okay. Yeah, like, I like the back. I was like, what? I was all confused in the game. Alright, yeah. So how was your day, Ellie? Are you... Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't like baseball. Do you have a Nintendo Switch, Ellie, or anybody else? Like I said, I might end up playing a little bit of the Story of Seasons. It's it's like a Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing kind of game. I'm pretty sure most people in here are probably like, not really into that. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I like those games like Animal Crossing and the likes. I bought the new Story of Seasons, which is like a branch off of... Sorry, I'm about to die there. Oh, les sacrements de calice de tabarnak, c'est approche ça. Yeah, when I panic, I start swearing in French. Turns out that the new tactical ops was a cakewalk, or my team was just very coordinated. Ali says, can we play Nintendo and record it in 4K using Elgato? No, like your camera can be 4K, but not the gameplay. The gameplay only ever outputs at the most when it's docked at 1080p, sometimes 960p. Very rarely will games do like 60 frames. They'll generally do 30. So you're looking at more of like a 30 frames per second, 1080p kind of thing. But if your actual, camera's 4K, I mean, you can have that. Oh, I'm just helping this guy out really quick, sorry. I better not die for saving this guy. Oh, I was personally blessed enough to keep my electricity. I lost my water for a couple days. But I had it a lot easier than some folks. Personally, I just did donuts in the snow already. Yeah, so then you know how I feel every winter up here in Canada. But yeah, the Nintendo Switch is still a very nice, at least in my opinion, a nice-looking console. For the size of the console. A lot of people sometimes, they'll be like, the Switch, man. 1080p, 30 frames. What the hell is that shit, man? And I'm like, have you seen the size of the Nintendo Switch? Sometimes I question if people have even held a Nintendo Switch. A Nintendo Switch is like A fifth? It's like 20% of the size of my graphics card alone. My Nintendo Switch is the size of my PlayStation 5 controller, for the love of God and all that is holy. And the fact that that can power something like Breath of the Wild, Mario Brothers, Skyrim, to me is voodoo magic. Oh yeah, I'm impressed with what it can do. But yeah, unfortunately it doesn't do 4K though. Watch what I'm doing. See what I did there? I added him. Figured you'd want it too. Remember? Because in Classic, you have to be partied in order to get the loot or the kill. If you're still in here, Ali, are there any Nintendo games that you like? That you kind of like, are intrigued by? Like Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon games? Something tells me you're not, but I was just curious. Or anybody else that's in here, for that matter. If there's anybody left in here. There was 8 people. I was close to 10. Damn it, we're back down to 4. So this, I'm probably just going to get myself to level 7 for now. Wasn't really planning on doing much, and we're almost there. And then after that, I might try out some Pioneers of Olive Town. Story of Seasons. I feel like I have to keep, like, warning people, because, you know, it's an Animal Crossing-ish, Harvest Moon-ish kind of game. And it's just really not something I don't think a lot of people I know are into. Then again, most people I know aren't into this. So, you know, there's that. Heard they were gonna add a firefighter outfit to State of Decay 2. Oh, interesting. Firefighter outfit, eh? Oh, we're already at the... Oh, okay. We're already here. Or, I mean, back at the entrance of the cave. Sorry, I'm, like, really distracted today. Like, I mean... really distracted. But I'm happy, though. Like I said, I had a decent day today. Not something I can really often say. I don't like to be a downer or a complainer. I really try to be thankful every day that I'm even alive. Which I am. But I can be miserable quite oftentimes, even if I don't always show it. But today is a rare day where I'm actually legitimately in a half-decent good mood. And I'm almost not really used to that, to be honest. It's kind of like an odd feeling. So if I look like I had a drink or something, I didn't. Yeah. So there's that. Bam! Large candle. I mean, I'll finish this quest really quick. Ever gotten an awesome perk in a game? Instant takedown. Forever but limited yourself from using it in fear of getting bored. Sort of. That kind of reminds me a little bit of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where I'm going to be resetting all my skill points. And I'm going to gimp myself a little bit to make it more of a challenge. Be for me, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't mind switching it up and spending a few months way up north, though. Yeah, Canada's nice, you know. This isn't meant to be a joke. I'm being dead serious right now. Because some people might take offense to this, but... up north in Canada, you know. We kinda are, you know, not as wild, to be polite. We're just kinda a little bit more laid back. Our politics, our events going on in Canada. That's why you never hear about us. That's why some Canadians sometimes don't even know where we are. Some Americans don't know where Canada is, because we're just not in the news. There's just nothing going on. I'm waiting for the borders to open up. I want to come visit Canada. Yeah, that would be cool. If I had the money in my passport, which I can't quite get because I have a, have a bit of a record for being a naughty boy some 20 years ago, some minor stuff. But I would like to get that cleared out, and if someday I ever had money and I was bigger on YouTube and, all that kind of stuff, and it's a little bit of a fantasy world, but I wanted to be able to someday visit New York, because I do have a good friend of mine that I haven't ever met, but I've known from this game for years. He's in his 60s, Italian guy. He's awesome. And his name is Dominique. Really awesome guy. Just one of those rare, just awesome people that you can't think of anything bad to say about them. And we've been talking for years. He hasn't played the game in a while, and we used to kind of talk about, someday how, somehow if it's in the cards, as they say, in the stars or whatever, that we would get to meet. I've done that a few times. Your record will go... Oh, yeah. It's really not that bad, but it's really not that bad. But it's still one nonetheless. So actually, let's talk about that for a moment. If you ever get your papers ready. Yeah, that would be cool. Especially if there was like no COVID and all that weird stuff going on, kind of like in a perfect world there. Yeah, so here's the interesting thing about getting your pardon when you have a record. However small or big it is, isn't the point. So, when you're traveling, I can easily call the U.S. Embassy in Canada here and be like, hey, I'm looking to, you know what happened to me? I'm super bored, there's nothing to play, and after playing some awesome games, shitty games don't impress me much. Well, I'm kind of enjoying what I'm about to play in a minute, which you're probably not going to like. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olivetown. The Druid I still have. I'm just kind of testing this out. Sorry, I'm getting lost track here. So when you have a record and you live in Canada, for example, you can call the American Embassy, right? You can call the American Embassy and say, I have a record. And then they go, okay, what did you do? It's really not that big of a deal. It's marijuana related, you know what I'm saying? And some 20 years ago. And what's most likely going to happen is they'll let me in. I can almost guarantee you they would let me in. Because what I did really wasn't that bad at all. So you might be wondering to yourself, well then why would you want to get a pardon? I'll tell you why. Because I live in Canada, and the US is another country. Let's say I go there. Right? They could decide to give me a bit of a harder time. Just because it was a drug offense, even though it was marijuana. Anyways, it was such a dumb thing, but whatever. They can still give you a hard time about it. Then later on in life, if I get a pardon, do you know what ends up happening? The United States of America does not have to recognize my pardon. They can still go, I don't think so. I know what you did before. It's right here in our system when you came to visit New York City. Whereas if I hold off, this isn't like, trickery here. This is lawful, what I'm about to tell you, just in case you're like, oh my god, you're talking about this on the stream. This is fully legit, what I'm about to tell you. But if you don't cross the border, if you don't call them, and you just wait to get your pardon, this is legit again. I want to clarify this is 1,000 gazillion legit. And then you go and cross the border to the US. I don't have to because I've been pardoned. I do not have to vocalize that at one point in my life I was a naughty, naughty boy. So they don't even ever have to know that I ever had a record to begin with, that I got pardoned or none of that, and that's lawful. So therefore, there's nothing for them to hold against me ever potentially. It's a slight risk for me to go now and visit and then later get the pardon because it could end up backfiring. Whereas if I just wait, get the pardon, then I go down south, I don't have to call the embassy. I don't have to let them aware that an ex-con is coming in through the border. There's none of that shit. I'm just some regular old dude crossing the border, and I'm just like a normal person. That's more what I want. So that's why it's good to get a pardon. Or you could come down to Texas and visit Dominic here or me. What? Your name's... What? Is your name Dominic as well? Yeah, guns are cool. Cars. I do like... I mean, I'm not going to get into this conversation now. I don't want to get political. I do like guns. I mean, you know. And with what happened in the States and all that, we won't get into that. Because, you know, that could open up a can of worms. But there's definitely something going on there, unfortunately. And, you know, when you get on Twitter and you talk politics like I do, it can get nasty. Sometimes it comes across like all liberals want to do is just ban all the guns. And even though I tend to be more liberal in nature, I'm not one of those ban everything kind of thing. I'm more about having more sensible regulations and stuff like that. Maybe stricter things happening, but...
Light bless you.
I mean, I do like that stuff, but as a Canadian...
Light be with you.
I don't care to get into that stuff.
Be careful.
Because our laws are so strict that you can't get a gun. You can't walk around with a gun. You'd have the SWAT team on you.
May your generosity be returned to you 100-fold.
I once thought World of Warcraft was a sky camera game where you see the game from the sky looking straight down. You mean like this? I'm technically in the sky and we're looking down. Is this what you envisioned? World of Warcraft being? You live in Texas as well? I've seen you before. I just, with all due respect, I have no idea how to even begin pronunciating your name. But yeah. Alright, let me just turn this in. I'm just turning stuff in here. And then I'll try this new game quickly.
You need something? See you around. Hey there. Have a good one.
It was just to kind of get it out of the way. Alright. I might come back to this after. Not too sure. The American Truck Simulator got that major update as well. Now, bear with me here. I don't know how to do this. We're going to switch to my Switch. I've been waiting all day to say that. Seems to be working. We'll close that. I mean, just for a few minutes, you know. If it's too boring, you know, we'll change. Yes, that's my name. Oh, that's hilarious. So I'm all like, yeah, my friend Dominic in New York. He's like, or you could come to Texas and meet this Dominic. And I was like, haha, you're funny. He's like, no, that's actually my name. With guns, I meant the special range we have. They have all kinds of historical pieces and stuff. Then they have some that you can actually shoot if you pass paperwork, right? 2 Hitmen and Watch Dogs Legion multiple in case, right? Again, don't laugh. This can be seen more as a kid's game, but I wanted to show you the softer, gentler side of me. Not everything's about Call of Duty and bullets in the skull. Sometimes I like, my... Don't start, Cody. Africa Obi, welcome. I'm not singing anything. I don't want to be held responsible for any ear injuries people could sustain. So in this game, you've got 3 different views, which is really cool. No, I get it. It's not for everybody, and, you know, I really like peaceful games like this. This game just came out today, by the way, so that's why this is relevant. At least to me. And it's just one of those calming games. You can tame animals, you can breed them. I think I've already watered those crops. You can plant trees. You can fish. You know, it's the farm life. I completely forgot what I was doing, so that's not really good. How about we just... Like I said, I might not play this for long, because when I'm not familiar with the game, I planted that tree there, by the way. And then this tree just magically replanted itself so that you always have something to work with. Oh, there's my chicken that I tamed. My little chicken. He's happy. And I just fixed this up by harvesting some wood. It was all like broken down and stuff. Then you can sort of like view your, you know, your pets and stuff like that. You can even wear costumes. It's a goofy little game. It's called, like I said, Story. What's it called? It's called Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. That with the likes of Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and your Rune Factory 4s. It's part of all that Nintendo flavor. And to me, if you're going to have a Nintendo but not have any of these games, then there's almost no point in you having a Nintendo. Like, you can't... Of course, I had to throw in the South Park in there, because, I mean, come on now. South Park in bed is pretty cool. But yeah, the UI is, you know, half decent. You can kind of see all the games that I have. I guess I did treat myself a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So like I said, I won't play this for too long, especially if I can't figure out what I'm doing. Kind of helps if I know what I'm doing. I do enjoy just hanging out at my base in Fallout 76 at the Contamination Center farm with most recourses in the game, fence included, and even my own waiting room. Now, I'm going to ask, and I won't get mad, so this isn't like a bait question. I'm just legitimately, you know, I told you I'm a nice guy. I'm going to be blunt with Texan erection. Because there's a stereotype, you know, Texans are, you know, we're all about our rocket launchers and our grenades. One of my best friends in the world, I know I keep saying that. I don't have a lot of them. His name is Alex. He lives in Texas, born and raised in Texas. He's a hardcore liberal, though, so that doesn't really count. And, well, so am I. He's not really into guns. He doesn't own any guns or nothing. That almost seems like, as a joke, taboo. Living in Texas but not having a gun when everybody else has one on their person, as the expression goes. I'm not going to lie. You have a little pistol, you have a little 22, 9mm, whatever. It's Texas, it's the States, it's a different way of life. You kind of grow up with it, so it's more normal. As a Canadian, that shit is like insane. Because if I got caught with pepper spray or a pocket knife, I could be arrested and thrown in jail. It is absolutely ludicrous. You cannot defend yourself here with that shit. It's insane. Whereas in Texas, my friend FaceTimed me in Texas at a Starbucks, and Bucko had his AR-15 right there, just sitting there on the table at a Starbucks, and a sheriff deputy, or whatever they call them down there, a state trooper of some sort, you know, saw him, and he was commenting on how nice the AR-15 was, because it was decked out, it had a scope and some shit like that, and I got one of them back at home, and, you know, they're just having small talk over it. And for me, it's wild, because if someone had an AR-15 at a Starbucks, I could and I'm not making this up. 10-4, we got a, you know, whatever the code is. We got a situation here, and like the fucking Canadian version of the FBI called the RCMP. Oh man, they would swarm that fucking place, everybody down to the ground. It would make headline news around the world. I would become infamous if I had an AR-15 on a Starbucks table. Do you see what I'm saying? But you fly down south for 2 hours, and that's okay. It's almost the complete opposite, to the point where if you don't have that, you're almost looked at like, what's wrong with you? It's Texas, man. So I guess my question was going to be, what's your take on regular citizens having AR-15s for being allowed to walk around with them in public in such places as like Walmart, Best Buy? I'm just curious what you think of that stuff, if you don't mind. Because I do get intrigued by some people that actually live in those places, not that live in Australia. talking about Texas. I'd rather hear about a Texan living in Texas, born and raised. Because you kind of, you know what I mean? The lifestyle and all that gets instilled in you. I even have an arcade. You have an arcade? Why do some people in the United Kingdom think everyone where I live think we're all unhygienic people? I don't think that. That's the only way I could think of saying that nicely. Anyways, I know this is boring. I gotta get some lumber to fix that bridge. That's my chicken. Let me just go ahead and collect some materials a little bit. Just to kind of give you an idea. It's a different culture. Texas is a small exception to the exception. Yes. No, I get it. I get that. Like me, if you want my Canadian liberal-ass opinion, my snowflake opinion, I'm not so much against the AR-15 in your home. I know that some libtards... I shouldn't say that. They're liberals, whatever. I make fun of everybody. I'm a liberal. I'm a libtard. They want to ban it completely. Funny enough, I'm not so much about banning it completely. I'm not too sure how comfortable I feel walking into a Walmart and there's a dude that looks like my dude in Call of Duty. The fucking face paint, the fucking bulletproof vest, you put your hands in there like you're all badass, and then you've got the USA Army flag, you got your fucking camos on, you got the black face paint underneath your eyes, you got a goddamn bulletproof helmet with a fucking scope and a flashlight, you got like a fucking dirty hairy pistol on your side, you got an AR-15, you know, on your back. I have to admit, what the fuck is the point of that? I'm just being blunt. I don't understand that. Like, I love guns. I don't think you get it. That's why I need Call of Duty, because that's my outlet. But I don't feel the need to look like G.I. Joe when I'm going to Walmart. That's kind of my thing. But for home defense, whatever, it's your home. Have grenades and C4, fuck whatever. Well, not quite. What I'm saying is I'm a lot more open to people having shit in their home. But bringing it outside? I don't know, man. It's a little bit weird for me. Or from my memory, show pictures of people wearing baseball caps with shades, wearing a tank top with the American flag on it, carrying an entire mill. That's what I mean. Like, come on now. But I get it. I get it. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. So you're just exercising your free rights. But that's what I'm challenging. Is that really necessary? Or is that a weird form of flexing? Is that like the guy that removes the catalytic converter from his Mustang to try to make it sound bigger than what it really is? Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying. What I've seen in the media is in daily life either. Again, Texas can be an exception, but I've been to the States plenty, and all over, people don't walk around like that. I've been to the States too. I've never been to Texas, but there are definitely people that do dress like that. Like I said, that's the part that I'm a little bit like, is that really necessary? You know? But again, I haven't grown up with that culture. So as a Canadian, being 42 years old, and it's normal, it's natural for me to feel this way. For me to like get out of my car, go into a Walmart in Texas, you know, fresh off the plane from Canada, and then I see some dude looking like my dude from Call of Duty. I would probably casually turn around, go back to my car, and go, oh my god, this motherfucker's about to do a shooting. And I'm not trying to be funny, I'm being dead serious. I don't know, like, if that's what that guy was about to do. You know what I mean? Like, but whereas most people from there, they wouldn't even, like, blink an eye. They wouldn't even look at the guy and go, oh my god, what's he doing? They just walk by it like it's nothing. And I'm just like, how do you not know that can't be the guy that could potentially do one of those things, right? That's all I'm saying, right? It's kind of a little weird, in my opinion. I'm Canadian. I don't think people need to go to the extremes they do in the States, right? Victor Resin, I don't know who that is. But yeah, I kind of like guns, I'm not going to lie. I don't have any. I have a pocket knife, if that. I'm just being honest. But I do like them. I don't shy away from saying I like them. But again, some people take that the wrong way and think that I think that people should be allowed to carry rocket launchers and grenades with them. I'm like, that's not what I said. Again, the extremes, right? Okay, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just being real. But also talking, live streaming, playing this game, big mistake. Big, big mistake. This isn't the game I should have played on my live stream just because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm trying to learn the game, but then I get distracted from talking. What's with the health bar? What do you mean? There's a health bar? I'm not too sure. Let me look. In a minute there. I won't play this much longer. Because I kind of feel like I need a little bit more time to myself to figure this out. Good morning. I might hope tent life is treating you well. It seems to me like you're getting used to it, in fact. Still, I know a tent is neither luxurious nor convenient, which is why I wanted to teach you about home expansions today. There we go. Every time I go to bed for the past 3 days, he always comes in. He's the mayor. And he'll give me these things like, hey, you can plant seeds. Whatever. You can do all these things. I'll look in a moment. Remember Nigel, the fellow from yesterday? As I mentioned, he's our local carpenter. If you head on over to his workshop and commission him, he'll be more than happy to upgrade your house into something special. Oh, nice. Expanding your home. There you go. You can request house expansions at Nigel's Handiworks. Once you've expanded your house, you can cook, own pets. Oh, that's awesome. And live your best farm life. No, I didn't. I don't get too wild into that. I personally believe that it's okay to be able to own an AR-15 at home. Yes, I think you should be able to have it outside. There are definitely places where it's probably not the most... Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. However, I don't believe we should be able to own things like bump stocks that allow semi-automatic guns to shoot. That's what I was going to get at next. That's what I was going to get at next, because... Oh, I'm opening up... I'm playing a freaking kids game, and I'm talking about AR-15s and fucking AK-47s and shit. Maybe that's why I got 6 people in my stream. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. The AR-15. Listen, I might be Canadian, okay? I know what an AR-15 is. I fully know what it is, what it's good for. I'm not saying I'm an expert on it. I'm saying I know what it is. By default, I think psychologically it's been made to look more nasty than what it is. But holy sweet mamma mia, can you ever tweak that thing legally to become a weapon of war? Like, you'd be ready for a zombie invasion, or if you pissed off the mafia or something and you were at home waiting for him, an AR-15 tricked out, whatever word you want to use, the right way, and man, oh man, can you really, you know what I'm saying? You can go to town with that thing. That is definitely a thing, like you said, where I have an issue with that. Anyhow. You can cook your own meals, take a bath, relax. Meanwhile, I was talking about AR-15s and bump stocks and extra ammo capacities, or whatever it's called. I'm not good with the terminology. To do all that, however, you'll need to upgrade your tent to a log cabin, so it might be a good idea to prioritize an upgrade. That said, I've taught all you can. I'm mayor. I'm usually in town, so don't hesitate to come find me if you need anything. Yeah, so I won't play this too much longer. But be honest, anybody that's in here, if, if this could potentially be the kind of game that you would be into to play sometimes. Okay, so how do I upgrade the tent? That's the thing I don't understand. Do I have to go see the dude? I think I have to go see the dude. See the guy. The dude. Okay. Let me just go do that. Let me go to town. It's not just ARs, though. A lot of gun people own in the States are considered pistols. Just with the right license, you can buy a kit. No, I know, but the AR-15 just is like a go-to because it's a very popular, weapon. It's a favored weapon amongst many different types of individuals. both good and not so good. So that's why I was using that as an example. Whoops. Might as well save. I'm still getting used to this again, like I said. Nothing in the tool bags. You can level up your skills. Oh, okay, there you go. So when I mine now, because I leveled it up, mining consumes less energy. Same thing with the logging, the reaping. Okay. These are the things that I can craft. So that's kind of cool. Ah. That's what I needed to make. Okay, so that's all in there. Yeah, that's it. I get both sides too. Fair compromise. And that's the thing. That's the thing. A fair compromise. Where do you draw that line in the sand? You know, the joke will be liberals want to draw the line all the way up here. Conservatives want to draw the line down there. Whether it's politics, it's gun control, anything. You know, what are things that you can joke about? What are things you can't joke about? That line has so many different places for so many different people because people perceive things differently. Some people genuinely think the line is all the way up here. Some more sensitive people, the line is all the way down there. You know, it's hard to find just that compromise, right? Very, very difficult. Which is why I'm glad I'm not in politics. Because just how do you do that? How do you make everybody happy? You can't. I've had people come in my stream, bruh, you sound like you just woke up out of a coma, bruh. I'm like, don't fucking call me, bruh. You know? Don't slang a slang. But, you know, then I have some people, you know, they say I'm too hyper. Too hyper? No, I've never been told that. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't please everybody. You're too slow. You're too quiet. You talk too slow. You talk too fast. Jesus. Like, for real, you know? You can't please everybody. And no matter what aspect of life you want to talk about. That's why I always say you might as well just be yourself. You might have less people that like you, but at least those people will like you for actually who you are. Rather than having a bunch of fakes that like you for something you're trying to be, that you're not. Well, I mean, you know. I only get extreme with extremists that get extreme about things and get nasty. Oh, I don't know. I was so tired that day, I didn't want to have any of it. So I'm looking at the town overview here. Not much going on, I get that. I'm trying to find the carpenter guy. I do know what he looks like. Sort of. I'm not just spaced out right now, I'm actually looking for his little silhouette thing. He's in... Anyways, I can't point. I don't have a mouse cursor, but... Let me see if I can find him. He's basically the very bottom left house, but then one up the red one. Kind of like at the bottom left, and I don't know... Looking at this map, I don't even know where I am. So that's what's really funny about that. I don't even know where the hell I am. Oh, there you go. I think I found him. And he's not quite open yet. But yet I was able to break in. Yeah. Like a Kelly in Force that walks like everybody that owes him money. Yeah, I know in my streams I try to make it pretty strict that like I have my views and I'm opinionated, like I believe strongly in my opinions. But I've always said this before, and I'm going to say this again. You know, in life, how can you have a debate? How can you expect the other side to respect you, to at least see where you're coming from, to even bother listening to the verbal diarrhea that comes out of your mouth, if you can't even give them the same in return. Doesn't matter how wild or out to lunch you think they are. They obviously have feelings, and they feel that what they believe in is right. Doesn't matter if you're like, man, fucking nuts. Doesn't matter. Let them share their peace. You'll almost like implant a seed that'll fuck them up. And they'll be like, man, this guy actually listened to me. Didn't keep cutting me off every 2 seconds. Person might be a little bit more inclined to see where you're now coming from. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't always have to be like claws out and shit like that. I told you on Twitter, even though I don't like Trump, I was having a civil conversation with a hardcore Trump supporter. And I had some people on my team, seriously, that are like, if you're just going to keep talking to the Trumpers like that, I'm gonna have to block you. I'm like, bitch, let me do the honors. You're blocked. You're done. Adios, muchachos. That's what I don't tolerate, right? I'm just saying. Hello, Bellatorum King. How are you doing today? Is the multiplayer any good? Are we talking about this game? Because I don't think it has multiplayer. Or are we talking about another game? Can't really help or say about anything PS4 PC since I can't play the map is pretty nice. Verbal diary. That's all I'm saying. We can't move forward as a species of humans if every time we disagree with each other, stupid bitch. Like, where does that get you? Nowhere. Nowhere, you know? Anyhow. I'm almost done with this, don't worry. I'm too, like, noob with this game. I don't know what I'm doing to make the gameplay a little bit quicker. But it sort of gives you a bit of an idea. I mean, if you need any carpentry work done, I've got the skills, so I may as well put them to good use, yeah? Anyway, be seeing you. See, casual acquaintance, that got leveled up. I gotta get... Good thing... But it's not quite 8 a.m. yet. I think that's why he's eating. He's trying to have his breakfast. You could kind of see the steam. Well, not kind of. You could see his, like it's animated. Those little details I look for. Like his soup or his tea or whatever. You could tell it's hot. Like it's moving. I'm kind of big on little details like that. Now, the fact that it just vanished into thin air. You know, like some Houdini trick that breaks the immersion a little bit. But, you know, whatever. Minor details. Where the hell did he go? Now he's David Copperfield, too? No, he walked out the door. Hey, where are you going? Get back here.
Hello.
Olive Town's a nice place. It is. But I... Damn it!
Yeah.
Damon. That's funny, like Damon Salvatore from Vampire Diaries. Don't ask how I know that name. You're Morris, right? I'm Damon. I'm sure I'll see you around. I bet. But I'm supposed to talk to him about some stuff. This isn't... Nigel's handiwork. Let me just go back in and see what happens. Maybe... I don't know. I'm confused. Now that it's, like, actually open, is there something I can actually do? Can I build something? This is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to see about upgrading my house or my tent or whatever. I don't know how to go about doing that. Yeah, Valhalla is really cool. Oh, did you? Yeah, I'm not too bad. I got my guitar back. I'm really happy about that. Blend in, eat some bread, conversation with people. Yeah. Right? Oh, there. Speaking of cooking. But I don't know any recipes. Can I sleep in his bed? No, that would be kind of creepy. All right, so we're not off to a good start here. Too much. Not overly. Because I'm legit, like, I don't know what to do. Let me go see if I could find the mayor really quick. I'm not going to play this much longer. I just want to... That's Olive Hall. Let me look at my map really quick. Yes, that's where the mayor should be. Let me speak to him again. I'm also, like, checking, like, loading times and stuff like that in and out of buildings. I was told it was really bad. Remember, a lot of times I do these. I do mild showcases on games, even if I don't know a lot about them. They can still kind of give you an idea, like, oh, the frame rate seems to be improved from last month when I saw it. Oh, well, that's because there was an update. Oh, okay, cool, you know. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, you walked in and out of that building, and it was almost instant, the loading. It's almost non-existent. Exactly. Whereas, you know, prior to the patch, it was actually pretty atrocious. Yeah, I was pretty angry when he aged. I checked in a minute or two on YouTube from work. You started a rogue. Yeah, but remember, I haven't spent the money on that yet. I gotta be careful with my money. I was only doing that to see if I could get myself into a rogue. A dwarf rogue. Like the animations and all that, like with them having the two hands, right? You only get your dual wield at level 10. So before I, like, commit to that, I kind of want to see how is it playing one. Because I played a dwarf paladin and I really liked the animation of the shield and the one-hander. I'm kind of, like, really picky. Night Elf Rogue, the reason I don't like Night Elf Rogues, even though they're, like, my favorite in the world, I don't like their animation. So the right arm, it, like, really moves the right arm, and he really gets in there and he whacks the guy with the dagger. But because he's almost like in a forward stance, picture this being the Night Elf's front hand. He grabs the dagger and he goes like this. I'm just giving you an example. This is the Night Elf with the left-hand dagger. Looks like a little poke. Whereas, like, let's say a goblin or different races in World of Warcraft for, you know, the left hand when they're using a dagger, like the troll. The troll does this. You see what I'm getting at? Like, it looks like he's really getting into it, right? Whereas the Night Elf does this. Because his arm is already extended. So visually, it looks kind of really messed up, and I don't like that. I'm just saying. So that's why I'm getting the Dwarf Rogue to level 10. That's when you can dual wield and you can use your left hand and have a weapon in it, and I kind of want to see how the animation flows with swords and daggers, if it looks dumb or not. Yeah. So, because I'm weird like that. Requests from the town folks are posted up on the bulletin board in the back of Olive Hall. Submit the requested items and you'll be rewarded for your efforts. All right. Well, there's the mayor. Let's talk to him again. Only your life by yourself, but so long as you take things one step at a time, I'm sure to succeed. Right. So how about you give me that little information you gave me yesterday morning? I think Jacobo resembles me in many ways. Okay, so it's clear that he's not going to share said information with me again. Forest Ranger, nice to meet you. I was trying to figure out how I can go to upgrade my tent, but you know what? It's clear that that's probably not going to happen. No, I know that. Yes, absolutely. Yes, young Ezio would be nice. Alright, I'm almost done this. View the bulletin board. Requests from the townsfolk will be posted on the bulletin board daily, and it'll change every day. If you submit the requested item, you'll be given a reward. View the request list. Okay, well, at least... okay, there. Requesting 3 logs. Okay. I'll get 200 gold for that. There we go. I've got it right there. Deliver. Boom. Bada boom. How you doing? Done. Just like that. Easy peasy. Whenever you fulfill certain conditions and obtain new titles, come to Olive Hall and you'll receive rewards based on your titles that you've gained. Accept title reward. New farmer. Oh, keeper of a full bag. Novice logger. Apprentice. Fledgling. An apprentice reaper. Damn, that's a lot of titles. I guess I'll just accept them all. They're just titles. Didn't realize I had so many. You can listen to the weather forecast on the radio? Okay, that's right. I'm sure I somewhat speak on everyone's behalf. We wouldn't mind seeing you do some guitar action. Maybe someday. It's a little bit complicated, to be honest. Like, my situation, I got a steering wheel pushing up against my stomach. I'm so crammed in when I play the guitar. Like, it's just so weird. It's a bit complicated, but it might happen someday. I'm not that great at it. But I've been working on writing my own music rather than just trying to play other people's music. Even though playing other people's music, people are like, oh, that's that song, you know? Rather than me playing a song going, oh, that's pretty cool, man. So what is that? It's me. I wrote it. Oh, okay, right? It's more cool, in a way, when you recognize a song than when you don't.
Hello.
You bastard. Her. Speak to me now, boy. I am the Reaper. Remember what my title said, I'm an apprentice Reaper. Maybe I have to wait for him to waddle his ass back to a shop before I speak to him, because he's supposed to be the guy that can upgrade my tent. I mean, I was paying attention when the mayor was talking to me. But I don't know where he's going. I don't get it. But it's nice to see that they all have lives of their own and they're all doing their own thing. Yeah, this is where I think, like I said, I'm probably going to have to play this on my own. A little bit more, kind of get a little bit more in depth with the game. He's in the bistro. Of course he is. He's going to eat. If you're hungry or low on stamina, why not have a meal at the bistro? Yeah. Shocker. And there he is there. He's going to go and have a meal. He just ate. He just had a meal. I saw him in his house. He just had a full course meal. He had the fish. He had the tea. The whole 9 yards. It's been 2 hours and he's already at the bistro. Ironically, that was Phil's thing in the beginning of YouTube. What was? Sword? What? What was my thing? I kind of am. What? Something went over my head and under my feet. I missed something. You know what? I'm too distracted. I can't play this game. I'll have to, like, research it later. I'm going to have to do that later. Love it. I'm having fun. I know this is the kind of game for me. But at this point, I'm just, you know, it's over my head. I can't do the basic. I'm missing something. I'll have to do some research on my own a little bit later there. We'll do that. We're good there. Matrix Farm, yes. Oh, playing the... Oh, in the... Yeah, but I only did those to sort of like a test. I had, like, no expression on my face. I was like a lifeless zombie. But yeah. Give me a second here, I'm hungry. I got my Mr. Noodle. That looks real attractive, eh? Damn, I let it seep so long. There's like no liquid left. The noodles have like magically inflated. Mm-hmm. Keynote. Never let your noodles fully engulf the liquid. It's almost impossible to eat it after. Kind of for killing or knocking people out. Oh, really? That's cool. This alone here has made me lose 3 people in the stream, but I'm almost done. It's all good. I'm dripping noodles all over myself. Not really that exciting. But I'm almost done already. Hey, thank you very much, Blue. Much appreciated. Thank you. Very, very nice. I talked about this before, and I thought it would have been a good idea, but I don't know if you can do this. So you see how his message got like lit up like a background banner and like really stands out, right? I was kind of thinking maybe someday if I did the subscription thing. You know, the subscription thing. Where you subscribe. And you pay like monthly to like support a streamer or something, or a YouTuber. It's like $1 or $2 a month or something like that. It's the same thing as like a Twitch membership or whatever. And then they say on Twitch it's more for the support. So that's what was interesting. On Twitch, when you do it, it's just a fully 100% support. YouTube's motto is if you do the membership thing where people subscribe and they pay, they kind of encourage that you're going to do something extra for the people that subscribe to you. It's going to sound rude, but I don't want to do that. In the sense that I don't know what else I could offer. It could be something silly like little emotes that they can do that nobody else can do. Or something next to their name that nobody else has except for people that subscribe. I thought something that would have been cool is, but I don't think I could do this. I don't think I have the power to do this. Imagine if everybody, every time a subscriber spoke, it looked like blue. Like the yellow thing. I'm talking about the person blue that donated. Where every time they speak, they have like their own colored personal background. Something like that would have been cool. It doesn't have to be anything major, but they do kind of promote it more on YouTube to be things like exclusive streams, you know, that only your members can see. It's like, oh, jeez. Or like members only chat. It's like, uh-huh. Are you playing the game right now? Bellatorum King, are you still in here? Or did the farming game scare him away? But yeah, I'm almost level 8. I'm just gonna get a little bit closer to that. Where did you get the bottle from? I don't remember bottles. Oh, nice. Now, motivate me a little bit there, Bellatorum King. Let's say I had a character. It doesn't matter who it is. Any character. You said that you wouldn't be able to help me boost until about 14, right? Do you think there might be some stuff that can be done before? No, what was I going to say? Well, there's got to be a little something, no? How long would it take to go from 14 to whatever? Like, when you talk about boost, up until what level are you talking? Because a 60 can't really boost a level 59 person. I mean, at that point, you sort of have to level yourself. So when you talk about the boost, just so I have an idea, how many levels do you think you're able to boost before it just becomes impossible to level from said power leveling? Just so I have an idea. Oh boy. Right. Okay, but still tell me the basics of... No, I just mean... No, I'm not asking you to tell me how. I'm saying... If I do the thing where I play on Euro for whatever... Because like I said, it's a different subscription, it's more money. I gotta be careful with my money. My YouTube channel hasn't been doing all that well. How many levels? What's the level range that you can boost characters to until it gets to a point where it's too difficult that the person now has to level on their own? Is what I meant. No, I didn't say how. Not how. To what level? Like, for example, you said level 14 is when you can start to boost levels. Oh, you can. Okay. How long would that realistically take? Are we looking at, like, 2 days, 2 weeks? You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, it depends on how many hours you put in. What quest? I have no idea what she's talking about. How long would you say it would take? Like, for example, I'm slow at leveling on a rogue. It took me like 3 weeks to a month, and I only barely got to level 50 on my rogue. You know, so like if I made another rogue from 14 to 60, are you saying that can be done like incredibly fast, or... Right? Yeah, I remember that. 46. That's about the level my rogue is right now. My troll horde rogue. And what level is he now? I think I'm just gonna finish this quest, and then I think I might call it. I don't know how long I've been streaming for. Something tells me it's been about an hour. My ass is starting to kill me. And I'll be fully honest with you, because that's all I can do. I just feel like playing Story of Seasons, to be honest with you. The little kit game looking thing that I was playing. But I want to research online some stuff. Figure out how to upgrade my tent. So that I have a little bit of a better understanding of the game. So that come tonight, when I'm in bed watching South Park playing my Switch, I don't have to keep looking stuff up on YouTube. Come on, you silly goose. Stealth. Oh. For me, it's smart. I mean, come on now. It depends on the situation, Purm. I mean, when you've been playing the game for 15 plus years, you've got 30 different characters. You're thinking of starting over. Now you want to play classic. It's not like I'm missing the story. How many times have we done all these quests? Now, if a new player comes in and they're like, hey man, do you want to boost me up all the way to 60? I don't want to play the game. Well then, that is kind of dumb for sure. Right? But for me and you, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's silly for that. I mean, Bellatorum, right? Well, it saves on time, is the whole idea. I mean, I played my rogue almost every single day for a month. People were level 60 getting tier armor, and I was like level 48. So if I was falling behind, which I do, and someone was offering to boost me up a few levels, hell yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't feel bad for that whatsoever. Running dungeons, getting some gold, some gear, and stuff like that. Nah. Me with a rogue? I've never leveled fast. Like I said, when I hit level 48, most people were already level 60, so I'm obviously not leveling fast. Well, like I said, I still have to think about it. Level 8. Alright. Thanks. No, I know. I know that. I know what boosting is. I'm saying I'm still, thinking the whole thing. Like I said, classic WoW is a different beast. I mean, I've been playing. Okay, so like, check this out. How many days left do I got on my World of Warcraft? Okay, so a subscription's 30 days. I got 8 days left. I've been playing my druid for like 3 weeks. He's level 30. If someone was like, in another week, I can get you to 60. You know how many druids I've leveled up manually all the way to the top? Yeah. I don't feel bad. I just see it. It's real fucking simple. You play the game the way it makes you happy. That's how I see it. I've been playing this game for so many years, so many hours. For me, the game starts at 60. When it's a new game, sure. First time I played the game, I wanted to do all the quests. Then I did Horde. I did Alliance. I wanted to like explore everything. All the zones, both factions. Just really get into it. Take it all in, right? But when you do that 10, 15, 20 times, just get me up there. It's not like you're hacking. You know what I mean? Oh! Well, it still takes a long time. You still gotta find someone willing to help you out. It's still not a cakewalk. Then at 60, gearing up in 60, holy hot tamale. Like I need to explain to you how that is. Pre-mades, long queues, like it's, you know what I mean? And that's one thing, but the journey to 60 is like, I've just done it so many times. Right now I'm just trying to get the 10 to get the visual aspect of a dwarf rogue dual wielding. That's impossible. From what level to level 58? Well, you think it's silly, so then don't do it. It shouldn't be a big deal to you how somebody else plays the game. Right? It's like you said, it's my dime. You do what you want, whatever makes you happy. Some people don't understand why I like to play both Alliance and Horde. Some people don't understand why I like to play, classic versus retail, or, you know what I mean? There's always people that think, some people think it's silly to play classic. And I'm just like, who cares? Just play the game, have fun, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm having a blast. That's all I know. Oh, 57 to 58 in about an hour. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good timing. Yeah, like this guy. Yeah, see, a half hour, but I mean, I'm at a low level there. Yeah. Oh, you're trying to move the camera. You're getting distracted thinking you're playing, you mean? Man, these guys hit hard. But yeah, especially too if you have limited time. Like me, like I said, I don't want to put too much time into this game. But if I'm going to, and I'm going to like stick with it, that's why I did something I've never been known to do in my entire life almost, playing World of Warcraft. This whole past expansion, I've only played one character on retail. Zandalari, Troll, Druid. That's it. Druid. Nothing else. That is it. Because he can do it all, and I like Druids. Whereas on Classic, no offense, as much as I love Druids, I kind of feel held back. Because that respec is absolutely ridiculous. You want to talk about silly? The cost of respec is downright fucking stupid. And then it keeps going up. I don't know if it eventually comes down, but it's a little absurd. That's a little extreme. If I really had to nitpick, screw the leveling speed, or the lack thereof, any speed and leveling. They don't go in the same sentence. The respec cost is my number one gripe with this game. It makes it almost impossible to be able to comfortably go back and forth between specs. It's insane. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I have my Druid in Westfall resting while I'm just kind of tinkering around with this guy. Because right now, if I am going to play, Classic, I don't want to play Horde and Alliance. I don't. They can't play on the same server and all this kind of stuff. So what will your character you're playing as right now look at? No, I know, but that's what I mean. But even at 60, like, let's say, I don't know, like on my Druid on retail, I sometimes switch a couple times a day If I'm doing a dungeon, you know, tank, sometimes I feel like healing. We need a healer. Okay. Classic is like, all right, let me break out the 50 gold there. It's just, it's a little bit more, you know. Like at 60, if you're playing normally, I argue, if you can even comfortably afford to respec once or twice a week. Like, I don't know what the maximum is, but I do know that in the Burning Crusade, it's a lot more feasible. It's a lot more approachable. I can't. It won't allow me. I can't play a Horde character on White Mane. Don't you remember? You can't have... They didn't allow us to do that until much later. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Unless somehow your server allows it. I think you're on a PvE server. I'm on a PvP server. Oh, that's what it is. You're on a PvE server. Right? I think you're on a PvE server? Yeah. Yeah, but you're on a PvE server. On a PvP server, you can't because people used to threaten each other. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go in a second there because I've been, yeah, 720. Plus, to be honest, I want to play that Nintendo Switch game. I want to be able to understand it a little bit more because I just bought the game last night. I want to be able to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about for tomorrow when I make some videos on it. There we go. Evasion, eviscerate. Ooh. Yeah, I'll walk back to Goldshire for now. Hearthstone, Goldshire. Yeah, I guess I'll just walk there for the heck of it. Yeah, he is, yeah. Yeah, because he does Battlegrounds and stuff like that. Whereas I'm more into the world PvP and all that. I mean, I do like Battlegrounds as well, but I'm just saying I like the danger that comes with the PvP server. And again, on retail, I love that you can toggle your server. I don't feel like doing PvP. Turn it off. I feel like doing PvP today, world PvP. Cool, turn on PvP. And you literally get phased in and out of the other people that are now doing PvP. All those little features on retail, I gotta admit, they did add a lot of nifty things over the years. They really have, but my main thing is the game's dead. It's dead. If you care about running into people on your adventure, good luck with that. I do it every time I stream World of Warcraft. Well, except for tonight, where I'll go on retail and I'll fly around a high population server. Hour, 45 minutes. Not all the time. But I can always count on one hand, if not one finger, how many people I come across. It's insane. I can't keep up with the amount of people I keep running into on Classic. It feels like this is 2005 all over again. It's absolutely insane. For me, that's the number one coolest thing about playing this game. For me. Right? Oh, he might stay in Classic? I'm definitely going to copy a character to stay in Classic if I decide to keep continuing with this. And then I'm going to have one go on to the Burning Crusade. if I get serious with the Burning Crusade, I will not be going on with Wrath of the Lich King. Or if I do, again, I'll make a copy. So I got one in the Burning Crusade, so I'd have a classic, a Burning Crusade. I'd almost have like a duplicate character copy so I don't have to relevel it of almost every expansion. And to me, that's kind of cool. That's almost like, private server, like, you know what I mean? You pick your expansion that you like and you play it. And then when your character's well geared and there's not much left to do, you can just go around and, help people out, have a good time. And that's a lot of fun. At least for me, that's a lot of fun. That's actually how I get some of the most fun out of this game. Running into people, throwing someone a Mark of the Wild on my druid. It's an absolute blast.
Hello.
A little less on the
Safe
rogue,
travels.
but it's still kind of cool to be able to stealth up. Get behind someone that's like about to die like I did earlier. You walk in, bam, you ambush, their enemies a couple of times and you save
need
them.
Something? See you later.
Or like when I'm on my 48 Troll Rogue on Horde. What'll end up happening is sometimes I'll take a moment and I'll just wander to a random spot, a random map, and I'll be like, hey, anybody need a quick hand with a quest while I'm in the area? Oh, yeah, sure. 2-3 people trying to invite you to a group. I'm on my retail druid, flying around, Hills Bradfoot Hills, Stranglethorn Vale. Hey, flying around in the area. Anybody need a quick hand with a quest while I'm here? I get whispered. Bro, are you trolling right now? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm legitimately asking if anybody, They're like, dude, this is retail. No one needs your help. It's like, I guess that's kind of true. There's like no elites. There's just nothing. You know what I mean? It's Hello Kitty Adventure Island. Where retail gets complicated is with the stupid daily tasks you got to do. That'll rack your brain more than anything. Classic takes a long time to get, to the finish line. But at least you know how to get there. There isn't like 2,000 different things you got to do to get there. You just got to put the time in. It's simplistic in nature as to what it is you need to do goal-wise. On retail, it feels like there's 3,050 different things that you can do to get there. And it's a little bit annoying. So that's my rant about that. Oh, I don't know. There's a lot. But I just wanted to do this quickly before I go. See white main PvP. If I go to make a horde. See? I don't remember when they removed that restriction. You cannot have both a horde and an alliance character on the same PvP server. That's all because Blizzard didn't trust us to not yell and threaten each other when someone's ganking us, right? But eventually they got rid of that and they didn't care. But yeah. Yeah, and see, he's close to 31. These I just made for the fun of it. Warlocks I really like a lot. I got a 17 gnome lock on another server that I don't like, though. The only thing I didn't really like about classic warlocks is those darn shards and running out of bag spaces and managing your pets. I kind of, you know what I mean? I got spoiled with how retail is with warlocks. That for me, it is a little bit hard to go back to a classic warlock with all those darn shards and having a bag on top of that, taking up extra room. I'm a hoarder with my bags, even with big bags. My rogue is always running out of spot because of all the stupid blinding powder and the vanishing powder and the poisons you got to keep in your bags. And the keys that I'm starting to collect from Scarlet Monastery before we got key rings and all that. Again, all things, I got to admit, doesn't really make the game easier per se, but man, does it make managing your inventory a lot better. Right? What's what? Sorry. Oh, that's just a gnome warlock. I was just, like, noodling around with a few characters. Because there's only a few characters in Classic I could see myself playing seriously. Some type of gnome, whether it's a gnome, warlock, or a mage, a rogue, or a druid. Because I really, really like rogue for World PvP Classic. But I do, too, for druid. But druid, there is a little bit of a turnoff because I feel like I won't be able to play the other specs as much as I'd like to. You can't just on the whim go and respec whenever you want unless you have the gold. It's not easily accessible. I remember that even back in the day at 60, it wasn't all that easy. I would have my rogue for sub and PvP and combat assassination for raiding Molten Core. 50, 60 gold, whatever it was for respecs, it was painful. Again, in the Burning Crusade, gold was way more bountiful. The numbers were a lot larger, but the cost remained the same for respecking. So it made it a lot more easy. You could easily farm the gold in a day, half a day, to respec. So if you're doing it like, once or twice a week or something like that, it was a lot more doable, right? That's what I'm saying. Classic really is like the Dark Souls of World of Warcraft. It really is. A lot of people don't even realize how much easier the game got with even the Burning Crusade. Oh, mother. Did it. You go from having to grind 12 hours in Battlegrounds to just having to put in an hour a week to cap your points for PvP gear. 15-hour days, 1 hour a week. I'm sure people would love to work only an hour a week and get paid the same as working 15 hours a day, right? Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I see the appeal to both versions of the game. I'm glad that they're there. You don't like retail? Cool. Don't play it. You know what I mean? You play retail, people make fun of classic. Oh, it's so hard. Then don't play it. Right? Well, why are you complaining? Like, you see people complaining about people playing this version of the game. It's like, what do you care? It's not like you're being forced to play it. I think it's great. The more options about anything in life, the more you cater to more people. Yeah. But in Classic, it'll take you 6 months to get somewhere far. If you're lucky. If you're not in a raiding guild, forget it. I'm talking PvP now. As well. But yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to go. It's 7:30. I have been streaming for a while. It's been fun. Yeah, almost 2 hours, exactly. I've actually been in here a little bit longer than I wanted, to be honest. I will likely leave a 19 Twinken Classic, yeah, and maybe clone one of my 60 Druids and a Hunter. Free to make the clones. Yeah, I don't know if you have to pay. I don't care, honestly, either way. Pay or free. Now it's my turn, Pjorm. I think it's silly if you do not clone your characters. I think it's an ingenious move to be able to do that. Because different versions of WoW are just so different, right? Like, literally. Being able to, like I said, go back and never having to keep grinding, or maybe you're so close to finishing up, a couple of pieces on your classic druid, you can do that, To me, I have a bit of a weird dream. To have a full tier 2, probably tier 2, because tier 3 is the max, but I won't go that far. To have a tier 2 restoration druid on classic. And I would be a prick. I would go around healing everybody, buffing them. People would be getting ganked. There'd be an undead rogue trying to gank a lobby, and I would just heal that lobby like crazy. Boop, 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 boop. Where are all those heals coming from? Turns around, I'm gone. And yeah, I kind of like doing that kind of stuff. Just kind of like the whole roaming around, right? I like doing that a lot more than I think people realize. I don't just like spending my time in Battlegrounds, but I mean, you do got to put the time in there to get the gear. But in Classic, it's a different beast, right? In Classic, once you're geared, especially if you have tier gear, like Molten Core gear, Onyxia gear, you don't need to PvP. That gear is just as good as PvP. Whereas in the Burning Crusade, it won't be. You start raiding and you start PvPing with that gear, you're going to get stomped because they brought in resilience, right? The mechanics at that point are completely different. So that's what I like I said, about the Burning Crusade. It's still hardcore, but it's a lot more approachable. It's more doable. And yeah, I'm excited for that, like I said. Leveling's not that much faster. Gear still really matters. Nothing's really handed to you. But when it comes to PvP, things are definitely tapered off because I'm sorry, but the classic PvP honor system, it's too much. Like, come on. It's almost promoting people to, you know, quit their jobs or go part-time so they can, like a casual player can't get the epic gear. Not even some hardcore players. Like, it's just insane. It is free when BC comes out, so why not do it? Well, I know going to the Burning Crusade is free. I don't know if copying the character's free, though. Right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, like, come on. Well, it is ended. I'm easing off into it. Yeah, so if I had to pick if I had to pick three things, three strikes you're out. Three things I hate with a passion, that I loathe about classic World of Warcraft. The lack of transmog and everybody looking like a vagrant unless you're in full tier armor, which I guess then motivates you to do that. But then as soon as you start upgrading other pieces, then you don't match anymore. So the lack of transmog, the lack of accessibility to your other skills, or yeah, to your other specs. And the third and final one is the absolute ludicrous honor system. You're just not being rewarded as well for your time put in compared to raiding in PvE. And the gear's just as good for PvP. It's just unfair. Like, I get it. Classic was hard, okay? I get it. I get it. The Hogger can kill you in 2 hits. Fine. I'm okay with that. But the honor system is just, I'll go as far as saying it was broken. Like, downright broken. Now, to end with this rant, because they did change this, now it's my turn to tell you something in Classic that they did change that's not like the original, which I agree with that they did. I think there's 14 ranks in World of Warcraft Classic. So rank 14's your Grand Marshal, Alliance, High Warlord for Horde. It's the cream of the crop, and you can buy all the epic PvP gear. Okay. As you're grinding and you're going up the ranks, if you get sick or you have a life, you have a career and all that kind of stuff and all that, or maybe you have a family, whatever, and you got to take it easy for, a week, your rank will start to deteriorate. You'll go from 14 down to 10 in like a week. When you come back in the original vanilla, I hate using that word, you would not be able to buy that epic PvP gear even though you were once at the mountaintop. However, in Classic, they got rid of the deterioration, not allowing you to be able to buy it. The way they saw it was you earned being able to get there, you're good. You don't have to fight to stay there. At least that's my understanding. My top 3 classic complaints is no dual spec. Yep. Small stacks. Yeah, that's true. And the crazy honor system. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It really is. Like, it's stupid. It's like you want to yell and be like, what were you thinking? You know, like for real, that honor, like, have you ever revised it? You know, did you realize that some people can't dedicate? And, some people will be like, well, you get rewarded for the hard time that you put in. And it's like, right, but no normal or abnormal person should be able to dedicate 15, 16 hours. It was almost to the point where they were saying 80% of High Warlord Grand Marshal PvPers had their accounts botted, or they were sharing their account because it was literally almost humanly impossible to achieve the amount of time required to reach that rank. You stay right, that's what I mean. No, you are Grand Marshal and stop PvP, you lose the Grand Marshal, but you get to keep the gear you bought. I meant in vanilla, if you didn't have the boots. Wait, once you're rank 14, I forget how it works. I just know that if you were slipping behind and there was still some pieces you were missing, you could no longer go back and get them. Now you can. Yeah, you stay Grand Marshal in Classic. You have to PvP enough to keep the rank. Oh, okay. Yeah, Bliss thought about the Grand Marshal system was to have a few Grand Marshal, but players found out a way to cheat because it was cheating in a way to team up and take turn. Yeah. Anyhow, I gotta go. I'm sore. Yeah, in Classic now you lose the GM. Oh, you do? Oh. Well, I know they did something so that you could still get the gear. Is it once you're High Warlord or Grand Marshal, you can just walk in and get all the gear in one shot? Or do you still have to have the honor and maintain the rank? I know that it's easier in Classic than it was in Vanilla. Something is easier. As long as you've reached Grand Marshal once in Classic, you can still go back, get the honor, and buy the pieces of Grand Marshal even if you don't have the title or something like that anymore. It'll recognize at the vendor that you were once a Grand Marshal. Whereas in Vanilla, it's like, sorry, pal, you didn't maintain it? Bye-bye. Climb up the ladder again. Anyhow, thanks for stopping by, as always. And Blue, if you're still in here, thank you very much for that generous donation. And I should be around, probably around the same time as today, between 5 and 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I want to focus a little bit of time, like I said, on my new Nintendo farming game. Get a little bit more familiar with it so I can post some uploads more comfortably for tomorrow, along with some more American Truck Simulator. Now that it's got the new lighting overhaul engine and all that, I'm going to want to showcase some gameplay about that as well. You can buy it all in one pure in one shot. Rank gear is super cheap to buy. Oh, okay. If you don't maintain the rank, you lose it. You mean in vanilla, you could actually lose the gear or the right to wear the gear? That is insane. So you had to maintain Grand Marshal to wear the gear in vanilla? I should make an Assassin's Creed 1 remake. Yeah. Anyhow, I gotta go. My butt is killing me. This chair sucks. Have a good night, a good day, a good afternoon, a good evening, whatever part of the world you're from, because I do know sometimes some people come in, they're from all over the place, Japan, Africa, Australia, Dubai, everywhere. Like everywhere. Every corner of the world. There's only 8 people in the stream, but they're probably from 8 different continents. So it's pretty neat. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. That's what I was asking. I was clarifying. All right. Adios. Maybe I'll see some of you tomorrow.